Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to another episode of Fish Files. Well, today, some of you have asked, Joe, what's in your tank? Well, I'd like to give you a species-by-species tank tour and let you know what is in my tank. Now, this is a 20-gallon long, it's a 20 long aquarium, and I don't know, I've had it for a number of years, and I've had the tank for quite a long time. I think when I was in high school I might have kept snakes in it, I'm not sure, but anyway, I prefer the long 20 over the tall 20 because I like the fact that it gives the fish more room to swim. So what do I have in my tank? Well, it's an interesting story because probably, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, up until a year ago, the main inhabitant of this tank was a plecostomus, a common pleco that was about 8 inches long. He went from here to here. He was huge. He was 70% of the biological load on this tank, and I really couldn't put much of anything else in there. So finally, I got rid of the pleco. I took him to a local fish store that takes strays, so to speak, and then I was able to bring in some new fish, which I'm really pleased with. So this turned into a beta tank. So I have a lot, not betas, sorry. This turned into a Tetra tank. So I have a lot of Tetras in here, and you may have heard of the common neon Tetra. Well, I've got 8 neon Tetras in here. And I'll show you the neon Tetras, they tend to hang out over in this end of the tank. You can't quite see it, but here's a close-up. They tend to hang out together. There's 8 of them. And I think the reason that they all congregate together down at that end of the tank, they're kind of hiding, is because of these other fish in here. I have 5 Buenos Aires Tetras. And the Buenos Aires Tetras are these really cool silver fish. And I really didn't know that much about them when I got them, but I like the way they look. And they've grown, they've gotten big, they're healthy in my tank. But the thing about Buenos Aires Tetras is, I'm not sure that they're necessarily aggressive, but they're very high activity. Lots of motion. These guys school together a lot. As you can see, they stick together, they swim together. They are aggressive when it comes to feeding time, and I'm going to do another video on what it looks like feeding time in my aquarium. But the Buenos Aires Tetras are very active. And I think they kind of intimidate the neon Tetras, which are much smaller, even though there's more of them. So the Buenos Aires Tetras, these are these silver fish, and they're really cool. I love the way they school. Yeah, and they're a little crazy too. But the other fish I have in here are 5 red Serpe Tetras. These are these red Tetras, and they're a little bit smaller than the Buenos Aires Tetras. And I think they're Buenos Aires wannabes. They're kind of like the kid brother and kid sister that keep hanging around with their older siblings, you know. They do tend to school, and they do tend to play with the Buenos Aires Tetras. The Buenos Aires Tetras, like I say, high motion. They always tend to be moving and chasing each other around and schooling. And the red Serpe Tetras, which are very pretty fish, they tend to kind of try to tag along, and they want to get in on the action also. So those are the red Serpe Tetras. Now the centerpiece fish in this aquarium, as you can see, is the honey gourami. And the honey gourami is this beautiful orange fish, very docile, kind of hides a lot. He's kind of a shy guy, especially in this tank full of these very active Buenos Aires Tetras. But the honey gourami provides a very nice color accent, and yeah, he's a pretty fish, but he's a little timid. He tends to hide. Now I also have, to do cleanup duty, is this Auto-Syncless Catfish, and you can kind of see him sucking on the wall here. The Auto-Syncless Catfish, I had 2, 1 died. I'm not sure if I could maintain 2 in this tank, but the Auto-Syncless Catfish, his job is to keep things clean, keep the glass clean, and he does a fairly good job. You can see a little bit of hair algae on some of these plants from time to time. But I think that he's doing a pretty good job. And then the final 2 fish, I have 2 Corydoras Catfish. Now, I could only get video of one of them. They are very shy. They hang out in this cave, and this is the albino variety, this fish you see here, the albino Cory, and they are a little timid. I still think the Buenos Aires Tetras have kind of taken over the tank, but the Cory Cats are very good at keeping things clean. They eat up all the leftover food on the bottom of the tank. They're fun to watch. And really, actually, Corys like to be kept in larger groups. They school together, or what's known as shoaling, where they stay together as a group. And actually, I've seen people breed them. They can be fairly easy to breed under the right conditions. So the Corydoras cat, and then there's another common Cory that you can't really see, but he's in there. He's a bit larger, he's darker, and he comes out. And here's an interesting fact about Corydoras catfish. When you see them darting up to the top and taking a gulp, it turns out that Corydoras catfish, they actually breathe air. And so what they're doing is when they're rushing up to the top and rushing down, they're actually taking a gulp of air. And so it's pretty cool to watch. So they're a lot of fun. So that's what's in my tank. Thanks for watching, and I'd love it if you would like this video, especially if you did like it. Subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, if you have fish, let me know. If there's something you'd like to see on the Fish Files, I'd love to bring it to you. Thanks for watching. God bless.